All right, what's going on, everybody? Good thing I know how to do this live streaming thing because, sometimes you have technical issues that you got to fix right on the spot. So, as the live streaming countdown was going, I was fixing technical issues. Maybe we'll even get into that discussion tonight. If you guys are brand new here to the channel, welcome. If you have been here before, you already know my name is Monty Weaver, and we're kind of doing an impromptu but a scheduled at the same time live stream. And today, whenever you're watching this, we're going to focus on video. Okay. So you guys may have seen it said audio, but we switched gears. If Chris jumps on here tonight, we'll pick with Chris on why we switched it over to video. Because I'm a video person myself, so I just kind of like the video side. So, but I wanted to bring on someone that could help me have a good conversation because apparently you guys really liked last week, or earlier this week rather. And so before we get started and introduce my guests and everything, I want to shout out MelonApp for making this all possible. If you guys are just getting started with live streaming or want to get started and you're looking for an easy solution, definitely check out MelonApp. You can go to melonapp.live. They are a web-based platform. So all you have to do is just go to the website and literally from any computer, any workstation, and you can start live streaming. You can connect your camera, your microphone, and just go live. You can have cool little lower third text. You can have the ability to engage in the chat room. So a lot of features for Melon. They actually have scheduled live streams for pre-recorded videos now. If you want to go live to multiple platforms at the same time, they make it easier to do all of that. So a lot has changed when it comes to live streaming. So definitely want to shout out MelonApp for making this all happen. Now, tonight, we want to talk about, I'm going to switch gears and talk video. And this is going to be for my people that are just getting started, or, you've been doing video for a little while, but you need some help with doing video. And that's going to be what we go through tonight, kind of roundtable discussion this. And so I wanted to bring on someone that I've watched over the last, it's been close to a year now, I think, that does video and really talks the same language. And we really have the same thought processes, I think, when it comes to helping people understand what it takes to do video, what you need versus what you don't need, and just kind of how to think about it. So I got my special guest on here. Let me bring him on screen real quick here because these shows are going to always run all the way to the full length of time because I love everybody I bring on here. My guy, Kurt Nugent. What's going on, Kurt?
What's going on, Monty, man? It's always good to be on here, man.
This dude right here. I can't wait for y'all to hang out with us tonight.
Oh, man, I'm seeing the comments already. It's looking like we're going to have a good time, man.
Yeah. Who's here? Emmanuel's in here. Emmanuel's always like the first person in here. So
he always got it.
Yeah. So I messed up some people, I'm sure, because we're on a Thursday, but we'll be back on Monday too. But I have to get in one more stream before the end of the month here for you guys. And so Kurt, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, man. Let people know who you are, what it is that you do, and we're gonna talk video tonight.
Yeah. Listen, I'm your live video guy. I know I'm a big fan of Monty Weaver, so let me just start by saying that right there. So if you guys are following Monty, trust me, I'm a part of your crew because I follow Monty as well. But my name is Kirk Nugent. I also go by the Geek Speaker Preacher. There's a reason for each one of those three terms. I'm a geek at heart, IT professional by trade and training. This is what I have done for years and years and years. I've also a speaker, and that's something that I leaned into. It was a longer story, but the short version is simply I couldn't speak. I couldn't pass my college communications course. My hands were sweating. I couldn't even do the 30-second presentation. And so I leaned into that fear. I leaned into that space, and by overcoming it, I became a speaker. And in learning how to speak, that catapulted me into leadership positions in IT that otherwise would not have come my way. So that's the geek speaker. Then preacher part. I've been working for the church. I worked for several different church denominations for the past 10 years. I'm on my own now. But when I was a missionary in Africa, people would always say, "Oh, are you a preacher?" I'm like, I'm a geek preacher, maybe a geek preacher, maybe, but not a full-time preacher. So the Geek Speaker Preacher, that's me. I'm a live video coach, live video strategist. I absolutely love the opportunities that live video affords us. And I have a couple of sayings. I'm going to share them with you, and then hopefully Monty will shut me up. Number one, I believe your live video is your digital storefront. Yeah, let that sink in. Your live video is your digital storefront. When somebody says to you, you're the best kept secret, that is not a compliment. And live video is one of the quickest and easiest ways to get rid of that distinction. You want people to know about your greatness. You want people to know about what you have to offer. You want people to know about who you are, what you do. Show them what you do live. And guaranteed, you will not only be able to grow and engage an audience, you'll be able to funnel clients to your business. You'll also be able to establish yourself as a thought leader. I believe that your live stream is your digital storefront, and I believe that you can build your brand and your business with live video. So that's me in a nutshell. What's good, man?
Look, first off, intro was fire. Second off, I appreciate you because as live streamers, you know, when somebody goes full screen for a while, you're like, let me make sure I get all these technicals fixed in the background real quick. Keep talking.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been there, man.
I love it. Yeah. So Kurt, me and you speak the same language, man.
Absolutely.
Both we're in the church world, and that's kind of how I got started in this whole thing. I needed a place where I could learn this stuff, and the church provided that. And I've been head of media ministries in 2 different locations, and
lovely.
You learn everything. You learn the audio, and you learn the video part of it. And
you better.
And so, yeah, when I remember, I don't know how it went for you, but I remember when Facebook like came out, and like this live streaming thing in the church world, they weren't having Facebook. Like it was, no, we're not doing that. But things have changed. 2021, a lot of things have changed, and everybody is embracing this video in so many different forms.
Yeah.
Yeah. How? Because you've been around the world, like you said, you're in Africa. Like, so how have you seen video evolve here?
Man, video. So the thing is that video. So there's a distinction, and you know this, and that's the reason why I want to start here by saying there's a distinction between video and live video. And so what we're doing right now, of course, is live video. And so video is phenomenal. It is the probably top form of content. It has been that way for a long time. See, the thing is, when we think of video, especially online, we think of your Facebooks and your YouTubes and your Instagrams and your TikToks and those kinds of platforms. But the truth of the matter is live video is the distinction that people are, especially in the faith-based space, that they're taking advantage of right now. But when we think about the history of it, right, in terms of broadcast and just video altogether, we can go back to, the 4x3 days with the tube TVs, with the rabbit ears trying to get the station right, or cable. I don't know if how many of you remember the box. The box was like the unofficial, like those that couldn't get MTV. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Not BET, not MTV, but the box, right? It was a music joint that was back in the day, and you had to kind of, tweak that thing a little bit to get it. But video has always been one of the primary methods of information transfer, of connecting with folks. We felt like we knew those people. We felt like we were friends with them to an extent. And I think that the natural iteration of it, like the natural trajectory of video, is now live video. So we're talking together on screen. Monty, I'm in Huntsville, Alabama, and I believe you are in the DMV area, Mike?
Yeah, DMV.
All right, you're in the DMV. So we're not in the same place, but we are in the same place, right? There are people in the comments right now. I see Roz Jones. I see Off the Jacks. I see Emmanuel Francis, Stephen Onwenu. I see, of course, Monty Weaver in the chat. But we see all these people in the chat. We're all having a conversation from wherever we are, in whatever spaces we find ourselves, together. And this is the thing that is above and beyond. All the metrics say this. I know me and Monty can geek out here, but the metrics tell us that live video and its impact is good. It's going to run away. I was talking to a TV, like a traditional TV station manager, faith-based guy. It's little known outfit in the Midwest. I won't even call the name, but I was talking to him and I was like, so what are your succession plans? Because he's about to step down and this other guy is going to lead. He's like, well, the future of video is online. So succession plans, our plan is to transition to where people are, transition to where the foot traffic is, right? You know how civil engineers will follow at the college that I went to in Michigan. There were the regular sidewalks, and then there was the beaten path through the grass, because that was the way that people wanted to walk.
Right.
And so the civil engineers would wait to find where the beaten paths were, and then they would pave the sidewalk. That was the smart way of doing it, because it's like, okay, that's where the feet traffic is, and so that's where you want to be, and that's actually where you'd want to set up your shop. And essentially, we're talking about the exact same thing. If you are in the marketplace, whether you want to be, whatever your reason is for using video, right? Whether it's produced video or live video, you're trying to get your message, your product, your service, your whatever out there to a broad audience, and video is probably the top delivery mechanism for that. So, yeah man, I love video.
Yeah, me too. I think I was listening to you on, maybe it was Amazon Live, one of the platforms that you're on all the time, and we were talking about how everything got accelerated over the last year, and being on video now is like one of those like must do things.
Yes.
And when I got started, I tell the story all the time. Like I was on Blab, I was on Periscope, but I wasn't on there. Yeah. I wasn't on there, Kurt, because I wanted to be on there. Like I had knowledge, and I wasn't trying to like teach it and share it and all that stuff. I just knew how to do this video thing from my work background. Like I understood how video worked. I understood how transmission of audio signals and video signals worked, and latency. Like I knew all of that backbone stuff.
Wow.
So my buddy that I'm trying to get on here, hopefully he'll be on in a couple of weeks. He encouraged me. He was like, man, get on Periscope and like just share what you know. It's going to help people. And this is when we had the live streaming platforms that you had to do a lot of configurations and all this kind of stuff. So like I knew how to do that, like nothing. And I just got on and just started sharing with people. And so now to see like all the different ways you could do video, and like, let me see if I can switch my little MelonApp transition effects and all these little things.
Nice. Yeah.
I was doing all this stuff so long ago. And now it's like you have to do it. Back then it was like this would be the cool thing to do. Now it's like you need to be doing this. Otherwise, like you said earlier, like you're a hidden secret that nobody's ever going to find about. But if you show up on camera, oh my goodness, like the world just changes. I'm about to go somewhere else, but go ahead, Kurt.
No, you hit the nail on the head. It's like a coming of age moment. I was talking to a group. I did I'm doing sessions for Ultra Live, right? So one of the brands that I'm working with. So just finished up. Today was the session number 4. So that cohort is done. I'm going to get ready to do another one. But we're talking, and I was like, whenever I hear people say, I'm not a techie, I'm not a media person, I'm just not into that. That's not how my brain is wired. What I actually hear them saying is, I haven't found my why that will get me to figure out the tech. Because the tech isn't the point.
Right.
Right. And that's the thing. So, I mean, I get chances. You do this as well. I get chances to do consultations with people from all walks of life, from all different backgrounds, from all different stereotypes and geographics and all of the things. I did a consult with a female rabbi who's like my mom's age. She's using Ecamm to live stream her services for her synagogue on Saturdays. Yeah, don't tell me that you can't figure out the tech. It's not an age issue. It's going to be a coming of age type of moment, right? So just like, my nephew just turned 15, he got his restricted permit yesterday. That's going to be live streaming soon. It's like, oh, you're at a certain age, you should know how to do this. Because operating a car, is probably the most intricate and technical thing you could ever learn to do, and we all do it. So don't tell me you can't live stream, right? You don't tell me you can't figure out video, because getting in that driver's seat and driving a vehicle at 80, okay, maybe not 80. Okay, let me bring it down. Not 80. Stay in the speed limit, family. But driving a vehicle at 65 miles an hour, that's way more technical. So the excuses aside, video is the vehicle, family, and I think it's just the more that we warm up to that idea, that concept. I think your friend was so right, Monty. He said just go live and share with people. It's going to help them, and that is the critical point.
Yeah.
What is your impetus? What is your motivation for being in these spaces? If it's just for personal gain and to get stout, to puff your own chest up, then that's one thing. But if you're in this spaces genuinely to help someone, trust me, people can tell and you will go far. So I'll leave
Yeah.
it there.
Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna be a good conversation, y'all. The because like with someone like Kurt, like someone already, like it's like you can hit so many points because I don't even have to like repeat or like summarize what he said. I'm like going to the next one already because I'm like, take that, y'all write that one down. Here's the next one.
I
Um,
love it. I love
I
it.
was thinking about how because you're on YouTube too, so you guys
Yeah.
make sure you guys follow Kurt on YouTube. He has a weekly show as well. And when we're on these platforms, what I knew, but I really wasn't paying enough attention to because I wasn't focused on it, was how much
Hmm.
exposure you get.
Yes.
Because when I showed up on video, I showed up for my audience. I already knew who my like core people were. So when I go, hey, Facebook Live or I do a YouTube
Boom.
video, I was doing it for those people. But what happens is video gets shared.
Yes.
Like you could put it in blog and they work. You put it in audio podcast and they work. But when I put it in video format and it got shared, like the world really opened. And shout out to you because I saw you on Amazon Live and I was like, hold on, how is he talking about these microphones? We might get into this story a little bit
We
later.
we
But
might we
I'm
might.
like,
Okay.
but if he got those microphones, I know how he got those microphones from that brand because he showed up on video the same way I did. Because when the email I got was basically, hey, we saw you, we want to send you. I was like, hold
Yes.
on. If I would have never showed up on video, that
Oof.
opportunity wouldn't have been there. And I wasn't even going
You
for the
preaching now.
opportunity. I
You
was
preaching
just
now.
showing up for my audience, the people that I know I could help. And I
Yeah.
was like, man, we have people from around the world. And like you said, you had the female rabbi. And when I go through and look at some of the comments on some of the videos, are like people all ages, all
Yep.
locations,
Yep.
all over the world. And I'm
All
just
over
like,
the world.
it's amazing how many people you can reach if you just show up and share your message on video and just get out of your own way. I see
Man,
D.
let me tell
Albert,
you.
Katie, Derek,
I s-
Darius, Dan. I see all of y'all over here in
oh,
the
they
chat.
saying we
Appreciate you, y'all.
live. We live. Alicio, what's good?
Alicia's here
Man,
too.
you preached an entire sermon right there. You preached it because you've got to be. One of the things I said in my presentation at Leap Into Live was you got to be present and aware. Nah, not present and aware. Sorry. I said present and heard. You got to be present and heard. And that's the thing is like I can't tell you how many people will send me these. Now you're in the faith-based space, so I can say this joke with you. They'll send me these Nicodemus type messages, right? The under the cover of night type messages where they don't want to come publicly. They don't want to comment on the YouTube video. They don't want to come in the live and jump in the comments. They don't want to do any of that. They want to come privately. They want to send you a DM on some other random platform. I'm like, dude, you're sending this question here. Why didn't you
Right.
just comment on the video? Right. I've already answered this in the comments on that video. And it's like, what's going, you got to be present and heard in those spaces in order to have impact, in order for opportunities to come your way, in order for doors to open. But to be clear, I think what Monty said is the critical piece. If you're seeking to do this stuff just for the opportunities, you're in the wrong place. The opportunities will come if you do it from a genuine space. And that, I think, why me and Monty, like I constantly I'm checking the analytics and I'm like, oh, okay, people who watch my videos, they're being suggested to go to Monty's videos and vice versa. And so that's why, I seek out where Monty is, because I'm recognizing that we are kindred spirits. Even YouTube has recognized this, right? So it's like, why aren't we friends? So I seek him out and we get a chance to chat and talk and chop it up a little bit. And I think that's the thing. I think what we also are doing online is not just being able to touch people, like you said, but we're also creating another level of community. And it is an amazing thing to see. And you know what I'm talking about. I mean, there are some groups that me and you are in, some chats that me and you are on that it's not public. But it's not like we've actually ever physically met in person before,
Right.
But we're really good friends, and we have very similar things going on.
I this video thing has changed the game. Like, you know where it used to be like you wanted to keep it to yourself because like you knew it, and it's like, okay, I don't want to share it with the world because they might go run off with my customers, or if I tell this, they'll go run off and monetize it. Or like now, it's if you don't use video to collab, like I want people to know other people that do what I do, because
Right.
Kirk was like, hey, I've sent you people like, yo, hey, go talk to Kirk. He might be able to help you, or go talk to Chris. He might be able to
You
help you,
might be able to, that's it.
because y'all they do the same thing. I would love to help you, but there's some things that I can't necessarily get to in a timely manner. But this one person can help, and if hey, you want to go work with them, awesome, great. Because
Right,
like
right.
we stay in this, we have this community, like you said, like this is the community we kind of rock with. Because when I reached out to you, it was like, hey, Kirk, can you jump on here and
Let's do it.
basically get on video with me, right? Like
Yeah.
we could
Yeah.
talk about whatever we want to talk about. We're talking about video, but like we could go sidebar and talk about how's the family doing. Hey, what's your plans for Christmas this year? Like,
Yo,
but the
straight
fact
up.
that we showed up on video is really the key to all of this. And I'm
Right.
encouraging everybody that's not showing up on video to show up. I'm getting ready to go this weekend, and I'll be speaking at local conference we call
I
Bootstrapping Your
love
Way
it.
to Success, and
Love
we
it.
did it in 2019, and we're going to do it again in this year. And the pastor of that ministry there, Pastor George Hawkins, cool guy. Love Pastor George. I love Pastor George as Pastor George, and I love George Hawkins. I have
Right.
a
The two
this thing.
people,
I love
right?
I
Yeah.
love both of them, and he has been using video before 2020. Like he would just show up and he was doing his devotions.
Mm.
And what would happen were people would just watch the devotions of like him in the morning, like doing what he was already doing. And so when people are trying to figure out what do I talk about on video, I always tell them, well, just start with what you know. Don't try to
Right.
go in left field and, create something that you think is going to get all this attention. Like just talk about what you know, because me as an introvert, Kurt, like I don't like showing up on video. Like I got to turn on the camera, then I
Listen.
might think about what somebody has to say about me, then they critique me, and then you realize like, oh, they just wanted me to talk about what I know and just share some
Yeah.
information with them. So
Yeah, and I think there's the point that I want to share here is, the old saying that water finds a way, and it usually doesn't necessarily find the way that has been designed for it. It finds the way that is least resistant, right? It finds the way that it will mount up to the point where it will crest over a dam and continue on its path because water finds a way. And so what I always tell people is find the least resistance. When you talk about getting on camera, what do I talk about? Talk about what you know you can talk about without even trying. Talk about what comes naturally to you because it's just top of mind, tip of tongue. Talk about the thing that you would talk about even if the cameras were off. Make it simple, make it easy for yourself, because that is what real video is about. And to be honest with you, I think that's what audiences resonate with anyway. So you're better off by doing it that way.
look, y'all see what Kurt doing over here? It ain't me this time. It ain't me. It ain't me.
Man,
I ain't
listen, I'm
showing.
having some. I'm just playing with toys, man. I just.
It's funny. We have no script, y'all. I have zero script when I show up on live.
Oh man, let's
I
do it.
I had a comment come through YouTube. The guy even emailed me. I can't recall his name. If I could recall his name, I would. But he said, "Hey Monty, I'm looking to upgrade." Might talk a little techie real quick, y'all. He said, "I want to get an A10 Mini because I want two camera angles." He said,
Mm-hmm.
"Is it worth getting two camera angles?" I was like, "Yeah, for
Yeah.
that very effect alone, like I just broke up what the scene looked like, and kind of it's a psychology thing. I wish I took psychology now, just for like how video works, and just breaking up the monotony of that static shot like helps increase the value of your video. And you don't need a whole bunch of fancy equipment to do it. I started with two webcams, click,
Yeah.
switch cameras, click, switch cameras, and then I actually went up to three webcams before I started upgrading some of the infrastructure to make this all work. So it wasn't me this time, y'all. It was Kirk over there switching up things. All right, let me check some of these comments here. I got my wife in the comments over here on Facebook.
Mm. Oh man, that's what's up.
Yeah, she's over here. Say hi to my
Oh, I
wife.
see, I see, I see. Yeah,
Kay,
yeah, yeah.
Miss
That's what's
K's
up.
and
What's
everything.
good?
Yeah. Now
What's good? What's good?
Carmelita is not on YouTube right now, so I can't pass the highs across right now. So,
Oh
uh,
man,
who else do I got on
I
Facebook? I
see. I
saw
see.
Roz.
Emmanuel Francis is out here. Um, what is the rest of the saying on your T-shirt? Life is a book. Don't be afraid to make the hard edits. Don't be afraid to make the hard edits.
You
Life
know
is
what's
a book.
you,
Yeah.
you know I have because people have showed up on video, Kurt. I have bought their apparel. I've looked at
Yes.
their shirt and be like, my wife has a shirt on. She has on is that James Know Your
James Hicks.
Worth?
Yeah. 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 Okay.
We have Know Your Worth. We have Pause Pray Proceed. I've got creators on the come up.
Come
I
up.
got
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got this other one. H A
AW.
W. Yeah, that one. I got that
How it
shirt
all
too.
works. How it all works. That's
We
so
got
dope.
yeah, just by showing up on video, they were able to
Yeah.
monetize what it is that they do. Like a cool saying on a t-shirt, showing up on video. I clicked the buy button. My wife was like, "Hey, I
Right.
like that shirt." We clicked the buy
Right.
button. So,
Right.
I
Now,
mean, showing
let
up.
me say, can I respond to one other comment?
Yeah.
Albert he said earlier, and I just remembered now because I saw his second comment. He said Kirk has referred to me to Monty, and Monty's referred me to Kirk, and the communities overlap, and I just love that about the communities. But I'll say this real quick. Albert asked how, because I told them on my live stream the other day that my daughter is on the TV crew at her school. So they do this news program every morning. So
Okay.
she's working one of the cameras, and she's like, "Daddy, I put up the overlays for the weather today." I was like, "Look at God." So he was asking how it went, and I'm just letting you and him know that it went well. She's ecstatic. She's excited about it. They have a private link on Vimeo, password protected, that parents can watch on. So I was able to watch actually live one morning. She's not on camera, but she's behind the scenes and she's following in Daddy's footsteps. I am just ecstatic about that, brother. So
Oh,
I just
that's
wanted to
what's
share
up.
that piece, man. So
The,
that's
the
what's up. Yeah.
behind the scenes, yeah. Don't take the people that do that work behind the scenes for granted. Because, like I said at the beginning, like literally, as Kurt was
Yeah.
introing himself, I'm behind these
Behind the
scenes, like.
scenes.
So yeah,
Listen, I love being behind the scenes, but I also recognize there's a lot that needs to happen in front of the camera. In fact, let me say this one other piece. One of the best things you can do if you're looking for a remote producer like Monty, I
don't
know
put
we are
me
going
out
to
there.
plug both, but if you're
Don't put
looking for
me
a
out there.
producer, you do need to, the producer needs to know what it's going to be like to be in front of the camera.
Right, right.
So be wary of the guy who's like, yeah, I'm just a behind the scenes guy. I know what I'm doing back here. He or she may know what they're doing behind the scenes, but if they've never been in front of the camera, there is a perspective that they're missing. And so I always say that to my clients as well. It's like, I want you to understand that I am not only a producer, I'm a speaker. So I know what I want when I'm a speaker, and I would try to deliver that to you. Like there's just things that I do, and then the speaker's like, oh, thank you so much, because I speak their language. You get what I'm saying? So, and Monty's a speaker as well. You just heard him talk about speaking at this event coming up. And so because he has that perspective, he's able to serve in a different way. And that is critical. Even for content creation, I know I'm talking way more than I should, but even for
Nah,
content
man.
creation, this is
Look,
the
look, Kurt.
space.
They paid me to show up and have a conversation. This is what this is. So
No,
we
but
can talk.
I'm gonna say this, man. This is the space. So even in the live video strategy thing that I was just doing, one of the main question everybody wants to know is, what should I talk about? What should I talk about? What should I talk about? What should be my topic for my channel? What should be the topic for my live show? Your topic has to be rooted in your own experience, because your own experience gives you, your voice, credibility to speak on that topic. And so that's why when I see folks are like, oh, I'm not behind the scenes guy. Listen, I love you because I know you. That's my people. But I also know that some of those guys never knew what it is to be in front of the camera. And your experience is going to inform how you serve. I'm hoping that somebody gets that. Your experience is going to inform how you serve. All right, I'm gonna shut up now.
If y'all don't follow Kurt, he has his YouTube channel, Kirk Nugent. Is it Kirk Nugent or Kirk R Nugent?
Kirk R. All
Kirk R.
R's matter. Kirk R.
Yeah.
Nugent.
Man, make sure y'all go follow him. When do you go live? Every what?
Every Monday, 7 p.m. Central Time. So that's 8 p.m. for my family in the East. And that's, 5 p.m. for my family out West. So yeah, 7 p.m. Mondays on the channel, youtube.com/Kirk R. Nugent. Kirk R. Nugent is right here below. It's right here. That's the website. Everything is there. I don't even bother directing anybody anywhere else anymore. Everything you need to know about Kirk is right there on that joint, right there. Cool. So appreciate you, man. Listen, and this is another thing that I love. People come on my show all the time and they're like, you sure you want me to plug my, I'm like, yeah. They're like, but what we do kind of overlaps. I'm like, I don't care. There is bread enough for all of us to eat. So we're not going to be like, oh man, he's stealing my clients. You'll never find Kirk saying, oh, Monty stole my, no, there is bread enough. And let me be clear. Monty and I are just a few steps ahead of you on the journey. We are smart enough. We are smart enough because guess what? Repetition deepens the impression. So the people who teach are the ones who become the experts. So what we've done is we learn something and we teach it because we recognize the only way for us to internalize it is to teach it to somebody else. And then we continue to learn and then we teach and that deepens the impression. So what you're seeing here is a cycle. I'm going to stop.
There's Carmelita. She just jumped in here. What's up, Carmelita?
Yeah, there's bread. There is bread. I see you. I see you. Trust me, man. Oh, I see DeAndre Blake is here too. That's what's up. That's what's up. Listen, there's definitely overlap. This is great. I love this.
Brought in your squad tonight. Okay, I see y'all. Look, sure.
Oh man, listen, I shared it. I told you I was going to push that joint. So
yeah, that's
listen, and we were talking. Anthony Corns, right? I want to say. Anyway, if you don't know him, I'll make sure to rectify that because he's one of those guys, one of my sounding boards, somebody that I constantly checking in with. And I was chatting with him earlier today, and we're talking about automation, and I was like, yeah, man, I think the key differentiator between success and not being able to be consistent. Doing certain things, especially in the live video world, is automation. If you don't have those systems in place, that's why I took the month of September off because I needed to build out some more systems. I realized that I was running, burning the candle at both ends and I didn't have the systems in place. Folks were trying to reach out to me on LinkedIn and I wasn't getting the messages because I didn't have systems in place. It is like, how do I miss out on this brand deal because I forgot to check my messages. You see what I'm saying? So I needed to build out those systems. And so, yeah, I'm 5,000% with you, man. The systems I forgot totally to share the stream when we went live. But because when you gave me the link earlier, I popped it into my system. The system shared the link. So I'm excited that worked out in my favor. Yeah. So that's dope, man.
That's what I'm doing too. Is like, okay, I got to a certain point and I was like, oh, I need to break down the internals of how everything is working so that it makes it easier to just let people know that I'm going live. Because video has opened up so many opportunities in other spaces now where my attention gets diverted over there. So it's like I have these other balls that I'm juggling, and you can't juggle all of them all the time. You need systems in place to just say, hey, I'll be live at this time. Y'all make sure you show up if you want to be here live.
Listen, the eye-opening experience for me and Kanique was hiring a VA and realizing that all of the processes and procedures were in our heads. And so the VA shows up day one and she's like, so what do I do? Oh, hold that thought. Let me build out a system. And so then, we went on this big journey. So that's clear. That's real. What you're saying and what you're sharing. And I think, it's you take your baby steps, recognize where you are in the journey. I remember hearing folks talk about having VAs when I first got started doing some things, broadcast engineering, mostly. This is way before the pandemic. And I was like, oh, nice. Having a VA could be nice, especially from public speaking and different things like that. I was like, man, that could be nice that when I get there.
Right.
but I also had to recognize I was not there, and that's a good space to be in as well. I know we're supposed to be talking about video, so let me try and turn the corner.
Look, private or for the public conversation, private conversation in public setting. Something that's what I say.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love
It's
it.
all good. If you guys have questions as it relates to video or things that you need some assistance with, this is the guy that you needed. That's the guy that you needed to talk to real quick. But ask
Man,
it here in the chat.
you're kind, man. You are so kind. And listen, I again, one of the other taglines for the show, how it all works, is let's figure it out together. One of the things that we realized in the faith-based space, especially, during the pandemic, because of, the video things that we're doing, and it's semi-new because folks weren't really doing it like that before. But one of the things that we did realize at that time was the benefit of having a much more inclusive conversation. So the old lady that says, yo, I like interrupting the pastor with a comment, because she can succinctly sum up a point in her own words that the pastor may not have ever said it that way. And by doing it that way or saying it that way, you then get a chance to hear it from a different perspective. And so because of that, the audience, those in the chat, those on screen, everyone even the person who's producing, right? By putting up the banners and the comments, everyone becomes a part of the delivery mechanism for the message. And whether that message is for your brand or your business, or that message is for a faith-based institution, which, is sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ, whatever that message is, we all get to be part of sharing that thing. And that's a dope scenario for us to all be in for the live, and that's an effect, a direct effect of live video. So I love that stuff, man. Folks in the comments, folks on screen, the people who are producing, it's all one thing, man.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize I clicked on this joint again.
Look. Yeah. So we about to switch gears and go into the technicals, y'all, because
Let's
I got
get
a
it.
beginner's guide. But I'm going to ask a non-beginner question, Kurt.
Yeah.
How you over there auto switching on me? Yeah.
Ecamm. I see. This is so.
That's that. Yeah. Okay.
I know. But this is one of the things I always say to folks is, because I use MelonApp. I use some other platforms as well. But I think when you talk about virtual cameras, like, I don't know if you're familiar with MHHMM, whatever. Are you familiar with that one?
Not that one.
Oh, for real?
No, I'm never heard.
Oh, bruh. No, you need to Google that one right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, that one. I don't even know. MMHMM. So it's one M. So it's a one H in the middle of four M's.
Okay.
MMHMM. Google that joint, because it's not a live streaming platform, to be clear. It is literally a virtual camera. And it just allows you to do all manner of stuff. And this is when you're talking about building onto your platform with tools and tips, tricks, techniques that can help you to take your broadcast to another level. Those are the things that I always look to first before I start trying to solve it with hardware. Okay. So yeah, it's a software thing. I have 3 cameras, and so I just have a scenario set up where the camera just switches every 15 seconds.
Y'all don't listen to Kirk. Kirk got more than 3 cameras. I know I done seen like 18 different camera angles on the Amazon Live you got going over there. You got more than 3 cameras. He only showing y'all 3 cameras.
Okay, I have 3 cameras connected. Well, I have more than 3 cameras connected. All right, yeah. There's 3 cameras connected right now to this system, so that's pretty cool.
That's funny. Let me check some of these comments. I saw one in here. What's up, Chris? I see you here. I saw the one about your camera specifically. Where did it go? Okay. Emmanuel says, what is your main camera's brand and model, Kurt?
Okay. This camera right here that I'm looking at is the Sony a6400. And it is a monster. It's a monster. I love this camera. This is a 30 millimeter lens that's on it. One of the real things I love about the a6400 is that it is a workhorse. It just does what it does. It does have the viewfinder on it. It's the key distinction and differentiator between it and the new kid on the block, the ZVE10. It does have that flip up screen on it, so yeah, I can actually look at this camera and see myself right there. That's the reason why I'm able to kind of focus my attention and look like I'm looking at the lens, because I'm actually looking at myself So that's a really great thing as well. But yeah, this is a 30 Sigma 30 millimeter lens on the camera. And yeah, one of the things, whenever you're looking at cameras, especially for your home studio, office studio, all that stuff, one of the things that Monty and I always tell folks is you want to make sure that it does have clean HDMI, doesn't that you if it has auto shut off, that you can turn it off. I don't know if that made sense. I hope it did. That if it has an auto shut off feature, that you can disable it, right? And then the third thing, can you get continuous power, whether by a USB cable or a dummy battery? You want to make sure that all of those check boxes are checked. This camera checks those boxes. This other camera checks those boxes as well. So this camera is the ZV-E10, and that's the new kid on the block. That joint is a beast. It's got the 16 millimeter on it. I just absolutely love this angle. And again, one other camera trick I'm learning as I go along is the depth thing, right? So I normally have my door closed, but across the hall from me is my son's door. And so by opening this one and opening his, and then turning on the lamp in his room, it just creates a different effect. And again, cameras, you got to own your square. That's another t-shirt I'm trying to figure out how to get done. Ooh. Own your square in these spaces, digital spaces, Zoom, whatever you are, own your square. And there's different ways you can do that. Virtual cameras like MMHMM and others are also some of those ways that you can own your square. All right, I'm done now.
Yeah, I love the A6400 because that's what I use too. So I have.
Yeah, I knew you have that one.
Yeah, and then my other, that's the A64 too. So
lovely.
I love when I kind of think about cameras. Anybody that does multiple camera setups, I'm really big on trying to use the same brand camera because the lenses give you the same look and
color science.
Yeah, even with my PTZ cameras, I have two PTZ optics cameras. I have two Zigo cameras. I have two A6400 cameras because I want the picture to look the same because you can definitely see a difference in the picture. So I know I've gotten that question a couple times. Someone says, "Man, I've got one camera. What should be my next one?" Well, get the same one you got earlier. Just because it's one less thing you have to do.
Man, listen, you're giving a clinic, brother. That's it right there. That's it. I love it. I'm just looking at your comments as well, just making sure I didn't miss anything. I think KD Burkett had a question there a little earlier, and I'm pretty certain you can knock that one out real quick, Monty, because that's
read it off to me if you see it.
My Quaker church is live on Facebook, but I would like to go live on YouTube. Is there a minimum number of subscribers we must have before going live on YouTube?
If you go live from your computer on YouTube, there's no minimum. If you're trying to go live from your mobile, then I think it's 1,000, and I wouldn't promote going live on mobile. I'm just not a mobile fan, not for production, and that's kind of what me and Kirk focus on, is more so a production, not just, hey, I'm going live from the beach. Like, your signal's gonna drop out. Like, we know it's gonna drop out.
We already know this stream about to die.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine. He's in one of those islands down there. Like, it's all jittery and pixelated and everything. If I'm trying to produce a quality look, I'm going from a computer. It don't matter these days. Like, we're on MelonApp. Shout out MelonApp for making this all possible. Otherwise, I may not be live right now. From a laptop, from a MacBook, from Windows, whatever you have that's a computer with a keyboard on it, then you can go live to YouTube and Facebook. So
nice. Yeah, KD, that is the most textbook answer you could ever receive. I was just gonna say, oh no, there's no minimum. Just go live on YouTube, but I forgot totally that there is a minimum for mobile. And this is the reason why I love chopping it up with folk like Monty, because they keep us on our toes, because he's absolutely correct.
Yeah, now you may never time, don't they?
Yeah, no, they do. And that's the thing, is like, you may put out a video saying one thing and then they change the policy, and it's like, hey Kirk, in your video you said this, but it's not that. I'm like, yeah, well, we had to update the video. So but yeah, man, I think okay, let me see here. Your boy Albert has a question. It says, Monty, for a while I was pushing NDI5 virtual camera to share presentations, multiple applications, worship presenter, PPT, And then then what? Then Doc Kirk and Doc Rock blew my mind, and so, oh gosh.
Hey, we're not talking about that platform over here.
All right,
We don't
let's
talk
leave
about
it
E.
alone.
Yeah.
I should have read to the end before I said. All right, let's leave it alone.
Look. I'll be in Amazon Live too, and like somebody put a comment on there, so I'm like, I'll try to read the whole thing, and then I'm like, okay, do I read the whole thing, or how
Whole
do I read
thing.
this and not like look like I'm just what am I doing over here?
Exactly, because you want
There's
to
a
read
lot
the
to
whole. Yeah,
yeah. When y'all do
there's
video, and there's a lot of things that you learn along the way.
and this is one of the reasons why it is a good practice for businesses and brands, right? If you're personal you're doing your live streaming for your own personal purpose or cause, do your thing. But for businesses and brands, it is definitely something you need to consider, hiring somebody like Monty, somebody like me, to produce your stuff, because we will be able to help you do some of those considerations in the background, and you can just focus on the content, right? So you just give us a hey guys, if you see any comments like these, don't touch those, and we're like, all right, bet, we got it, and you continue on with delivering the content, and your remote producer or producer, regardless, remote producers, it doesn't matter, can just take care of that piece of the puzzle for you. So definitely consider that. It's one thing I've been pushing heavy of late is remote production, man.
Yeah.
If you have the idea, do not let the tech get in the way. Hire somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, and nothing wrong with the question, G. Albert. This is just a Melon show.
I got you. No, I'm with you. And listen, that's, and people will get to understand that that's a thing.
Yeah,
That's
and
a thing.
that's why I've been big on like this sponsorship and brand deals thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, this is a real thing, y'all, because that, like we said earlier, if Kurt wanted to steal a client of mine, like I don't care because the brands and sponsors compensate me more than what that one client would. So,
Please tell them
when you have
again.
these avenues of different income coming in, like you're not
Oh
even
man.
concerned about it. And all you do is hope that they take one of your like clients that give you a headache anyway, be like, oh yeah, go ahead, you can have that.
Listen, and this is, and I'm gonna say this from the flip side, because people always are saying, oh, isn't there like a tug of war? Isn't there battle between creators and coaches and stuff like that? Here's the thing that you guys need to know, that we talk, and what
Yeah.
I mean by that is, if you have done one of these coaches and creators wrong, if you have been a difficult disciple, right? If you if you have made life living hell for one of these coaches out here, trust me, the rest of us know, and you are probably already on a blacklist. So the flip side is already true too.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
Flip side is true as well, man.
Oh,
Man.
man.
Yo, Emmanuel, I love the A6400. Oh, he says it's in his cart.
Oh snap! I
Oh
hope
man.
did you use my link or Kirk's Amazon link?
I
Don't
hope
be-
you used one of them. I'm serious
look,
now.
As long as you
Remove it
didn't
from
use,
the cart.
As long as you didn't use Chris Giles' link, I'm cool.
Listen, remove it from the cart and make sure you use somebody's link. I always say this when I'm live on Amazon. Like, even if you don't want to use my link, I do not take any offense, but use someone's, for crying out loud. It's not going to cost you any more, but it's going to help. It's going to help. And if you got value, I just think that is, it's part of that. But yo, Chris is in the comments. What's good, Chris?
Yeah, that's why I'm messing with him.
Oh, okay. That's good. I see him. He put the money bags in there.
What's funny is that everybody loved Chris's show last week. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Nice.
I'm gonna have to do a show with like all my gear heads on here.
I love a gear show, man.
Yeah,
What's up? Tomorrow's Friday, right?
yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow's my lit. I do Amazon Live 3 days a week, but Fridays I try to keep it on 5,000, man.
Well, right.
Amazon
check out
Live,
Kurt
man.
on
Let me tell you
Amazon
something.
Live. I'm glad you over. I am so glad you over there. I am so glad to see you over
Man.
there and the things that are happening for you over
Man.
there as well. Shout out
Man.
to YouTube and shout out to Amazon Live because these two platforms I think open up so many doors.
Sir, I will say this, and I need your audience to hear this loud and clear, man. Listen, when I tell you Monty Weaver, I would be on the fence or just probably still in my own little corner, not on Amazon Live, were it not for the prompting and urgings of Monty Weaver. I mean, honestly, I just did not see the connection. I didn't see the relevance. But after chatting with these guys a little bit, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. And then anybody that knows me, I don't do half nothing. So I said I'm gonna do 3 times a week for 4 months, and I'm in my today is the end of the second month. So August, September, and then of course October, November. I'm gonna do 3 days a week, Amazon Live, 3 days a week for 4 months, and I'm gonna see how it goes. And then let me tell you, I don't think I'm gonna stop because it has been exponential. Like, I'll say this one thing. Jeff Bezos showed up on my live yesterday. Monty was in the comments, so I don't even have to prove it. Like, and let me tell you what he said. He said, "Say hi to CNN." That's what Jeff Bezos said. So I was like, "Hi, CNN." And from what I could gather, apparently he was doing a demo meeting or something with CNN, and he was showing them Amazon Live. So he was going through different people live streams yesterday, and he was just saying, okay, here's somebody that's live, here's somebody that's live, and I just happened to be live. And so this is another point for somebody that's out there that's like, yo, I'm streaming and there's like 5 people. One of those 5 people could be Jeff Bezos. Like, one of those 5 people could be Sure, right? One of those 5 people could be.
Don't do it to him, Kirk. Don't do it to him.
I'm just.
Yep. If you show up on video, you just never know what would happen. If Kirk, this Jeff, that guy that just has all, we don't know what that could spawn into something, all because you just showed up.
Thank you.
Like, hey, that microphone, is that the microphone?
That's right there? The one. That's the one.
Because he just showed up.
Because I showed up. That's the one.
We're in this tech space, so it's cool when a tech company. Now, I don't know about you, Kirk, but Sure was on one of my list of companies I would love to work with. And I'm thinking in my mind, man, let me keep putting out more content. Let me kind of keep doing enough to build up my what I call a digital resume. Yes. To make it more enticing for them to say, yeah, we'd love to work with you. But all I did was just show up on video talking about this other stuff, Kirk. And they sent me an email.
Yes.
They sent you an email.
Yes, they did. I'm telling you.
When I go back to the marketplace, Kirk, I can say, yes, I have collaborated with this brand.
Yes.
My credibility factor goes up. Chris, my rate to talk to me goes up.
Listen. Let me play your favorite joint right here real quick. Where is it? This is it.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
All right.
If y'all show up on video, amazing. And it doesn't matter which industry you're in, what you're talking about, you will connect with people. And it not even the I use the word brands and sponsors, but they're people behind the desk.
They're people, right?
And you'll connect with these people, and they will. The guy, he reached out to me today. He was like, "Great YouTube video you did," because I did a little YouTube video. Mm-hmm. You saw it, and it wasn't It wasn't it wasn't even a video, y'all. Where I'll see your question about PTZ. I promise I'll get to it. I did a video about what they provided to me. They didn't ask me to do the video.
Yeah,
and in the video, it wasn't a super technical video. It wasn't it wasn't, I didn't even showcase the features of the microphone in the video. And he said, thank you for doing the video. He literally says, my team, I sent it back to my team and they loved the video. Wow. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wow. Kurt, we've been overthinking this whole thing for too long.
I think so too.
I got to do this.
Come on.
And it has to do this.
Yes.
I didn't even use the microphone hooked up and let you hear what the sound of the microphone was. And they sent me a message saying they loved the video. My team loved it. We need to talk soon. What?
Mind blown. These are the things right here. These are the things. Listen. Let's catch some of these comments. I want to get to Beatbox Poet's comment, but I think you got to get Albert's first.
Let me get Albert's. PTZ questions. Looking for a low cost intro PTZ quality PoE camera for two of my church. I want to test it out first before introducing it. So I'm a big fan of PTZ optics cameras. They do have PoE support. I have also used the Zigo cameras. Now I know they're
Hmm.
sold out on Amazon. I did a video on YouTube, and when I went back, they are sold out of that. I have recently been using let me see if I can. No, it's kind of out of frame there. I've been using the BZB Gear PTZ cameras. They're PoE, and there's another one called AV Cans, AVKANS. They're PoE, and I actually installed that one at a local church. They're PoE, and I know AV Cans is under the $1,000 price point. The other ones are between 14 and $1,800. But I have used AV Cans, which is under that price point, and Zego, ZEEGOO, that's under that $1,000 price point. But the reality is, if you look at the back of the Zegos and you look at the back of the PTZ optics, it's the same manufacturer. So I'm just telling you, it's pretty much the same camera, and they gave you the same quality. The lenses are the same, everything like that. But yeah, so you're looking in under 2004 PTZ, depending on which brand manufacturer you go with there.
Wow.
Um,
Wow. You giving him that's a great answer. I know. Yeah, Albert, I know you're looking, you're interested. So definitely I'm loving the idea and the answer that you're getting back from Monty here. I saw Emmanuel's comment as well, and he says he's in Cape Verde, West Africa, and I actually have been there, Emmanuel. I want you to know that just because I know that you're thinking, oh, you don't have a clue where this is. I actually do know where it is. I was not staying. I was not. That was not my destination. There's another country. It's an island in that's not far from Cape Verde. But I am drawing a blank in terms of what the island is. And but anyway, a beautiful part of the world. Island nations. I love it. So while I was in Africa, I had to do a lot of projects all over that region. So didn't just stay in South Africa. I traveled all over. So saw that comment and I just immediately went down the rabbit hole like, oh, wow. So that's why he didn't use either of our links, by the way, because he's not here.
oh, okay. Yeah. Now that makes sense. That makes sense.
Now it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's going on, Claudine? I see you here on YouTube. Awesome to see you. What is MelonApp? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Feel
Let's
like
talk
this
about
one right
that.
here. Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah.
MelonApp. So
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
we're talking about video. So MelonApp is a live streaming platform. It's web based. So
Mm-hmm.
you basically go to melonapp.live,
Mm-hmm.
create your an account, and then connect your social media to it. So I use Facebook and YouTube, but if you want to do LinkedIn, if you want to do Twitch, if you have a custom what we call RTMP location, you can do that as well. So everything that you see is Melon, except for my countdown timer. But I actually reached out to them. I said, hey, can you guys create me a countdown timer because I need longer than 30 seconds,
Nice.
just so
Nice.
I can do. We could talk about why I do longer than 30 seconds. If you guys, if you ask me that question, I'll tell you why I need longer than 30 seconds.
No, you got to have longer. You got to have
Yeah,
longer.
gotta have longer. So I asked them, I said, hey, I need you to build me a countdown timer for that reason. Allows you to engage in a chat so I can see chat in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Allows me to see public chat, everything you guys are typing in. And I even have the ability to do a private chat. So I could, me and the host, so in this case, me and Kurt could actually just do private chat just back and forth. Now, I haven't done it with Kurt. But like if there was something, maybe there's a technical issue or
Yeah.
hey, I need to run real quick, we could see these messages in the background. It allows me to do different things with the screens. So
Mm-hmm.
different templates I can add, different lower thirds. So the text that's actually at the bottom of the screen is called your lower third. So it allows
Oh
you to
yeah.
do everything inside of the web-based application, and you don't have to install anything. That's the beauty of it. So even if you
Yep.
have an older
Yep.
computer, you don't have to install a program to make it even slower. You could just use the web-based version of it and just log in. And I actually looked at a video of somebody that was using Melon app through their mobile device, and it had all the
Mm-hmm.
same functionality.
Same
So it looked
functions. Yep.
pretty cool doing it that way too.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and they are making this all possible. That is the reality of it. They saw one of my YouTube videos. They said, hey, we would like to work with you and collaborate with you. So they pay me to show up and talk about what I love doing. Guys, ladies, if
That's
you
it.
show up and just talk about, I've been talking about video since 2016.
Listen,
Like, I'm not talking about
DeAndre
anything different.
DeAndre said That's the next T-shirt. Just show up. That's the next T-shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
What I'll also say, Claudine is saying, is it like Be Live? I have, my experience with Be Live is very limited, but I did get a chance to play with. I still have a MelonApp account and have used it from time to time. I've done a couple of videos on it as well on my channel. Great platform. What Monty said is basically the big picture, but what I also want people to know, and this is a big sticking point when you're talking about finding a platform that you want to stick with, is who is the parent company, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the things that we talked about cameras a second ago, right? And every now and again, I'll get a question on like Fujifilm or, one of these other brands, and they're like, "Yo, fam, is that camera going to be here tomorrow? Like, is the company going to be here tomorrow?" And you need to do that with some of these streaming platforms as well. Like, there's a lot of streaming platforms out there. There's a lot, but the parent company for this streaming platform is Streamlabs. So Streamlabs is not going anywhere. Like, Streamlabs make, huh?
You know who's above that for this one?
Yep. Go ahead.
Logitech.
That's it. I need you guys to understand that.
And I own a bunch of Logitech, and probably some of y'all know y'all got those Logitech webcams too. So
yep. Yeah. It's you want to do that level of investigation. So that's why MelonApp's still on my radar, even though I may not be using it heavy, but it's still on my radar because I'm like, these are not people who all of the animations and stuff that I use on other platforms is made by Streamlabs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all those integrations, they're all Streamlabs.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play with some integrations on here because you can do donations and all kinds of stuff.
You can, and this is the only tier 2 streaming platform that you could do that stuff with.
Yeah, yeah.
In my last video, that's one of the things I was saying about MelonApp was this is the only web-based. When I say tier 2, I mean web-based streaming platforms, right? So this is the only web-based one that you can actually do some of those things with, and have triggers. So if somebody gives you a what do you call it, a super chats still work, but if somebody does subscribes to your channel, you can have a trigger that kicks off. You can have somebody donates to your Buy Me a Coffee page or Patreon, you can have a trigger that kicks off. So all that stuff works with this platform, whereas it doesn't work with others. So yeah.
G. Albert says, where can I get a good countdown timer that works with OBS, Monty? I know that Kirk won't answer me. Maybe I'll check out Monty's video.
Listen,
can you tell me the inside joke on that, Kirk?
I'm not. Listen, OBS. It shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be all that. That's all I'm gonna say. I love OBS, but I have also tried to walk people through things in OBS, and I've found myself tripping over my own words because that's just the nature of OBS.
Yeah, it's with a free platform you get.
Come on,
free, and
that's it.
It works great when it works, but there's other things that you can't even explain. Like, all I had to do is shut the computer down and bring it back up, and now all of a sudden my video shows up. Like it's just random sometimes. But countdown timers, I actually had some that I created on YouTube. I need to create some more. They're actually some of my better viewed videos. It's just random countdown timers. Like, yep, go down on it, 5 minutes, 10-minute one. So I need to get some more creative, just with some different music.
I'm literally grabbing for my paper right now because I'm trying to figure out some freemium content to get people to sign up for my mailing list. And
I even have a download, Kurt. I say go here, click here if you want to download it, and it goes into my free. I get leads every single day just from people downloading my countdown timers. And it's a little green screen, so you can put the transparent image on it and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, don't take that idea, Kurt. You don't need that one. You don't need that one.
I'll leave it. I'll leave that one alone. But I do have one other one that I just can't come up with an idea on, because leads. You see,
it's the easiest lead magnet. I guarantee you, when you put it up there, you'll be like, man, get leads every single day just for my countdown timers.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now, leads are nobody tells you that. People talk to you about, picking a content area and being consistent and answering people's question and being, keeping that two-way conversation with your audience going, but people do not talk about leads. They do not talk about leads. And let me be clear, man, if you do not start with the end in mind, you don't have a destination. So anywhere will do. Anywhere will do. And so if your destination is to make money on this thing, so we're talking about beginner's guide to better live streaming. So yes, there's a lot of different things that we've already talked about in terms of gear, in terms of mindset. But what is your end goal? Now, some folks are like, oh, Kirk, you talk about being humble and wanting to serve. That's got to be the motivating factor. They are not, oxymorons. They can exist in the same space. You can want to serve and secure the bag, right? I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm self-employed, so my laser focus is on where's the bag. I need to get the bag, and I can continue to serve while I secure the bag, which is why we are live right now chatting with you guys, and your boy Monty Weaver is securing the bag.
Yeah, at the same. Oh, I might dig into that one real quick, Kirk.
Come on,
Yeah, I
dig
got an
in.
opinion on that one too. That's probably right up your alley.
Dig in, brother.
Let me answer this one real quick. You drive away, driven to succeed. Monty, what is the name of that program that allows you to schedule your social media platforms? Give me a little bit more to that, but if you're talking about live streaming, Melon does allow you to schedule ahead of time.
I think he's talking about like social media posts, maybe. He or she.
Buffer,
Was that the
Hootsuite.
one?
Those are
Yeah.
two that I'm familiar off the top of my head. If you know any other, Kurt.
I'm currently using Sociamonials, which I know is a little known one, but it was what me and my VA knew how to use. So Sociamonials, SOCIA Monials. It's pretty cool. It works with all the platforms. But I know Agorapulse is the big dog, and it just does so much. So
Yeah,
that's a big one.
There's so many platforms to do so many of them. Because I have a mastermind community, so
Buffer's good too.
Buffer. Yeah. So one of the things I harp on is not getting stuck on, which is, oh boy, we might go down this route.
Let's go down.
Best one? What's the best camera? What's the best? I won't use audio. Wait for Chris. What's the best platform to do X, Y, and Z? And there is no best. There's so many that they do what they do, and like some of them are really good at what they do, but even then it might not work for you. So
this is the thing. I don't mean to cut you off, but I could not agree with you more. This is probably the number one question that I get all the time. Which one's better? Which one's the best? I'm like, it all depends. Right? There's no one size fit, like this shoe. This is the one. Like people ask me all the time, oh, it's the best microphone. Bruh, you got to actually buy the microphone, talk on it and hear yourself, and then determine if that's the best microphone for you. Because the timbre of your voice, your tone, when you get excited, when you just wake up and you got that quiet storm voice, whatever. I don't know what that's going to sound like on this camera, on this microphone. So you're going to have to check this out. So I don't know, man.
Keep talking. Chris put something in the comments. I got to grab something real quick.
Okay, all right, good.
Chris said the one that makes you money, and I'm about to do a live demonstration to bring this point home.
And this is the thing. What I like to listen, while Monty grabs this, what I like to say to folks is you need to make it easier for yourself. When you're talking about setting up your home base, what Monty's got set up right there, what I have set up right here. I was downstairs doing something totally different. I looked at the time. I was like, I need to run up because I need to get on this show with Monty. It did not take me 5 minutes to go live because I set my space up so I can walk in and create. And so what Chris is saying is the one that makes you money. It's the setup that allows you to be your natural self and deliver value each and every time. And there are things that have nothing to do with the tech or the gear or the platform that also play into that whole scenario as well. But your boy Monty is back. There it is.
All right. Now, this is an amazing microphone.
It's an amazing microphone.
Amazing microphone. Industry standard. Podcasters use it. You see it on TV now. Everybody is using this brand microphone. I love this microphone. However, even though this microphone costs more than this microphone, it's not the best for me. You guys are looking at Kurt's using the microphone. He's using the newer version of it, right? But this particular microphone has this ability to connect using what's called an XLR. And in order to use an XLR microphone, you need an XLR interface. Guess what, y'all? I don't have an XLR interface. So I don't
Come
care
on.
how expensive and how good this thing sounds, it don't
It,
work for me.
that's
So
it.
Kirk could say it's the best for him because it is. Like
Listen,
he's using it. If
that's
I
it.
tried to set this up right now, it's not gonna work. And I'd be radio silent. So for me, this is the best
Best.
for me.
It's such a relative term.
It's
It's such a
so
relative
yeah.
term. It's such a relative. I listen. You knocked that joint out of the park so good. I want to say this real quick because there's a question from Charles that I think you have a really good answer for. In fact, I just did a quick demo of one stream, so I want you to respond to Charles, man. But I want to say something because Beatbox Poet, I totally forgot about your question, Doc. I'm glad that you reposted it, man. I came out of, I did come out of AV background as well. I mean, I'm from that life. And so you're saying, how was the transition? They're asking, how was the transition, from corporate, to working at home as a remote producer? So what you saying, Monty? I have some ideas there, but I don't know.
Yeah. So what I for me, I saw it was a different use case for how the corporate side was using it. So I was doing like VTC productions and it was like more so for meetings. They weren't
Mm-hmm.
going live per se. It
Mm-hmm.
was the 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 thought process is we're just meeting with other people across the world and we just need to be connected. That's all we need is we need the video to work, we need the audio to work so we can just have a conversation with
Mm-hmm.
a direct person. When I got
Yes.
into this space, it was more so, okay, you have the ability to reach more people and you have freedom to decide how you want to do it.
Do
You can
that.
go through these apps. You're not restricted by certain
Oh man.
protocols and computers. Like, so you can use whatever you want to do the exact same thing. So for me, it was understanding more so how to communicate with not a someone I'm having a meeting with not anymore. It's how do I communicate with strangers and people that I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, but I need them to know me and connect
Mm-hmm.
with me. So I could
Mm-hmm.
talk to Kirk all day long as a friend, but
Yeah.
how do I talk to that person that's on YouTube or Facebook that has no idea who I am, but I'm trying to get their attention? So it wasn't even a technical thing for me. It was more of a language thing, more so.
I'm a piggyback right there and say, um, the language piece is so good, man. But one of the things I recognize, just not to repeat what Monty said, but one of the things I recognize, shifting from one space to the next was, of course, the freedom, that creative freedom and ownership and some of those tangled web things are off of you. But then you also begin to realize why some of those restrictions were there.
Mm-hmm.
So that corporate experience is going to really be your backbone. You're going to lean on that even as you transition into work from home, work for yourself. And I don't know, maybe you weren't saying work for yourself, but I'm saying that's where I am currently. And I love it. I love being a remote producer. I love working in this space. But I've also had to learn to be able to dumb down the language, dumb down. Maybe dumb down is not the right term, to speak in the common vernacular, right? To
Mm-hmm.
speak in terms that clients understand. And I've also learned that, listen, sometimes it's just way better to show them than to try and lead them in a certain direction.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things the reason why I have my show is because I needed a space where I can produce a show without anybody else's input.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that I also recognize because of my show is that people will come to me and say, Kirk, I don't even want to tell you anything. I just want you to be free because I've seen what happens when you're free, and that's what I want. So there's a couple of different pieces there. Monty, let me just say, I do have a remote production masterclass coming in December. So that is something that I definitely want to, put it out there for folks. I'm doing one on some other platforms coming up more recently, but in December I am doing one just on general remote production for people who want to get into remote production. You've learned how to use these platforms and you want to be able to offer it to others. There is a way I just bit my tongue. There's a way to go about doing that with skipping over the hurdles that I kind of faced when I launched out on my own. So definitely want to make sure that is announced and let people know that you can definitely benefit from that.
Yeah, make sure you give me that info and I'll drop it in the YouTube chat as well, or the YouTube comment section as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it in the private chat.
Yeah. What was that other question that came up? Oh, from Charles. What app can I use to live stream pre-recorded video? Well, shout out to MelonApp because they just introduced that not too long
I was
ago.
gonna say that. I
Just,
saw that email come through. Yep.
yeah, they've been updating a lot of features, and that was a big one. I know pre-recorded video is a big thing, so
It's a
MelonApp
big
now
one.
has it.
Yep.
So definitely you can check it out on their platform.
But I would add though, anybody that's gonna do pre-recorded video, you do want to make sure your audience knows that it's pre-recorded, fam. Like, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but make sure it's clear this is pre-recorded, because that's there's a two-way conversation. There's a two-way verbal contract that you have with your audience. You want to make sure that don't try and trick folk, because if they find out that joint is not live, they're gonna be like, I'm not coming back. So just be careful with that part.
Yeah.
As a live video person, I love live. So
Yeah, it's something about it. Like I'll find myself, I'll watch the replays of live.
yeah,
But,
replay.
and
Yeah.
but it's something about watching a live show. Like when I watch you and Alicio when y'all going at it live, like I want to be part of the conversation. Like I feel like I'm
Exactly.
missing out if I watch the replay. I'm like, they ain't gonna watch the conversation, watch my little comment because the context is not there. I was like, I need to be live on the show. But yeah, definitely keep in mind that you do have people that are going to watch the replay of the pre-recorded as well. Now,
pre-recorded.
what I found for like ministries or something where that conversation isn't a direct to a live stream audience, that
Yes.
works way better.
Way better. Yes.
Than like something like this where we're actually looking at the comments in real time. So, yeah, love what you said about that, Kurt.
No, that's good. That's good.
Giabra says, Monty, your mic clarity was and is very good. Glad you showed it. I don't hear distance echo.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same.
Really?
I didn't realize that was that far from you, because it sounds really.
I got it just out of frame right there. So that's
okay. It's right there. Oh, you got the LP.
Yeah. So I got the LP. So this thing is slick, man. It
bro,
hides underneath there.
I'm done. I'm jealous. I'm done.
I had to do like Amazon UK to get it though for some reason, but
bro, the Rode LP.
Yeah. So they say that inside the bag there is the adapters for the different microphones, but like, and even somebody's like, "Hey, it fell out your box when you were doing the video." I'm like, I looked at that. There was nothing in there. So if I put this microphone on there, it's like weighs it down. Like any of my microphones, my 5.5s, it just weighs it down, and I don't have the little screw to tighten it. So I actually have to leave this one on here because this is the lightest microphone I have. So
yes, there is a little tool in there. There is a little tool in there, because I think Diana has that same arm, and I have seen her use the tool. So I've been trying to. I'm on the waiting list for that arm though.
Oh, let me know.
Okay.
No, I ain't got no plug for this one. A lot of other stuff I got plugs for. I got no plug for this one.
Listen. When Monty says, let me know, you just need to let him know. Okay. I'm letting all of you guys know that's what.
next company I'm working to. Hey, we got to do something together. But
hey, man,
this is the Rode NTG shotgun microphone. So I bought this as a shotgun microphone for my cameras when I go out in the field and capture good audio. But what I like about this microphone is it's dual purpose, because you can also go, I can't zoom in y'all tonight, but I can go 3.5 millimeter right into my ATEM, or I could do USB into my computer directly. So I can use this as a USB microphone. So to have like so much flexibility. If I use it as a USB, I could even use the other port to listen as a headphone jack. This mic has so much flexibility, which is one of the reasons it's the best for me, just because of all the things that it can do.
That's critical. Best for you.
Yeah,
best for you. Hey, Monty, I just sent you. And again, we're testing. I just sent you an overlay.
Okay.
I would love to see if you can put that in MelonApp
In real
to see
time.
if it'll work.
All right, so let me grab my screen here.
And if that does work, then I'm going to add that to the list of platforms that these packages work for, because I sell these on my site now. I have about 5 different graphics packages that I'll be selling on the site starting tomorrow.
Oh,
Well,
sweet.
starting next month, starting in October. So maybe not tomorrow, but definitely starting in October. So I just sent it to you on Messenger.
Yep, I got it. So let me work on putting it up here. Shout out to Ingrid. Ingrid, me and Ingrid go way back to the Periscope days. She's been
Look,
following me up for a while. She
shout
says she
out,
remembers the
man.
gold mic. My wife will not
Listen,
let me get rid of that gold mic.
listen. You got to remember where you came from, man.
Yeah, that
I,
twenty
I
dollar that $20 gold mic. It worked though.
there, there's the SM58 right there, sir. That's the tried and true joint. That joint right there. You always have an SM58 around. You just got to.
There we go, Kurt. I changed the overlay.
It works. It looks like it's cropping in a little bit, but it works. I love it.
Shout out to Melon. It works.
Melon. So this is one of the packages. This graphics joint is one of the packages that I will be selling on the site. And the reason why they're not available today is because I'm recording videos on to show people how to put their logo on it and to brand it to make it their own. So they're coming.
Yeah, if y'all need some custom graphics, check out Kirk's show. I'm one of those people, like, I done got to the point now, I don't know if it's just the age thing or whatever, but I'm like, if I see you do it, like, I ain't got a whole bunch of questions for you. I'm like, I know I
No.
can see you look good. Like, there was this video editor I was talking to, and he
Mhm.
had on there a list of clients he's worked with, and he's like, you need me to send you over some samples? I was like, no, I've
No,
seen
I've
your
seen
work
those
already.
videos.
Like, I've seen your work already. Like, I follow the people that you've done the work for. I know
Yeah.
what your work looks like, but you don't have to. No, you
Yeah.
don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But if you go check out Kirk's show and you see his graphics on his show,
Hmm.
like, he can create it.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
me
I
hit.
appreciate you, brother.
Oh, no problem.
I appreciate you.
Like, look, don't come to me for graphics. Monty, help me do my video and make it look good. I am going to turn right around, like, yo, Kirk, no,
Yo.
Bradley,
Oh,
Alicia,
Bradley's a beast. Oh, Bradley is a beast. Yes.
which one of y'all can create some graphics for this person over here?
Yep.
My guy Pastor George was on here. Oh, he was on here like 32 minutes ago. I'm not sure if he's still there. I was shouting out Pastor George. Can't wait to see him this weekend. I see
Nice.
Barbara on Facebook says, "Can you hook up a GoPro direct for live streaming through Melon? Only one I know of that can do that is Vimeo." So I haven't played with the new GoPros, but I'm sure that you can do it because it's just a camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought the GoPro put out a update that allows those to be webcams now.
Yeah. I think you can turn it into a webcam. I've seen people use it as a extra camera. So
Right.
Melon, basically, if it's a capture card connected to it, you'll bring it right on in as a camera. So I would go with, I'm like 99% sure, but the only reason I can't say 100 because I've never done it myself because I don't own a GoPro.
Right.
GoPro, send me
GoPro.
GoPro when
Hey, GoPro.
we'll test this out. We'll see if it works. We got people that want to know. We need an answer right now.
Now you see GoPro. Listen, you're missing out, GoPro. You got to send Monty a camera, Doc.
Yeah, I
Come
just
on,
need
let's
one
do it.
camera. Like, we could man, this video thing, gosh, I want to talk brand sponsor stuff so bad again, but like I'm like just resisting. Just because it's a real thing. Like, no matter what we talk about or do on video,
Yeah.
like, I want some of you guys, because we gotta go. I got Kurt on here overtime. I ain't trying to. I got stuff to do in the morning. I gotta hit the road in the morning. But I want you
Oh
guys
yeah,
to
that's
put
right.
in the comments like what you do. Like, what
Yeah.
would you show up on video to do? Like, are you a teacher? Do you coach? Do you speak? Are you a truck driver? I know I got people in the caregiving business. Are you a pastor? Like, what do you do?
Mm.
Because I want to be able to like help you guys when I jump on the video. Like I want to see you guys like on video talking
Come
about
on.
what it is that you do.
You
Like I've
do,
been on
right?
there's so many parts of video and showing up and the mental side of it. Like I'm looking at Facebook. I got 2 people watching me on Facebook. I've been live streaming since 2016, Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 people. Like if I was to look at that for 4 years, like that is why you
Demoralizing.
keep doing it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that. But now I look on YouTube and I've got 23 people. I was like, oh, that number's a little bit different. And I've been doing that less amount of time. And so knowing your platforms and knowing your
Yeah.
audience where you show up on video is a big thing too. And it definitely the number don't look too much at the numbers though. But if your
No.
number is not growing at all, there is something wrong and you need to investigate what is going wrong on that
Yes.
platform.
Yes. Agreed. 5,000%. And I was gonna say to Alan Gillard here. I don't know if Melon can embed directly, but because Monty's streaming to YouTube and Facebook, you can embed those.
Yeah, that's the way I was going to say it too.
Yeah.
I would just
Yeah.
stream it to YouTube and embed my YouTube inside of my website.
Yeah.
Because that's
Okay.
that's kind of
Okay.
what
They
I do
put
for church too.
Claudine says artist and motivational speaker. I see you.
Yeah, I know Claudine. Claudine can the paintbrush, like,
Ooh,
yeah, sick with it. Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah, and then church ministries. Charles D34 says church. Don't say relaxed. Okay. As serious overtime question. I'm in South Carolina. I'm assuming SC means South Carolina, and I want to remote video into what with my media team this weekend.
Okay, I think I get it.
Okay.
So
Okay, you're not at home.
You can do virtual connection. So like I have my church, we use it's funny because Google like literally runs the world now. You can use a Google Chrome extension called Google Remote Desktop.
Yeah.
And if you install it on the computer at the church, at the ministry, it'll give you a code and you log in with your same Gmail password. So hopefully you have Google and Gmail account and you log in with the same account on your other computer. So I have my church's Gmail account that I log into from home, and I also can log into it from the church. Okay. I install Google Remote Desktop on both of them. So when I log into my Gmail account for the church, I can actually see which computers I can log into. So I can remotely produce the whole live stream. Now just make sure your computer is on remotely,
Right,
but I can
right.
remotely log into it. So anybody that's done remote terminals, remote desktop before, it's the same thing. I just like being there. I log in, I can see I'm actually at dual monitors, so I can see both of the monitors. And I can pull everything. Yeah. So it works really seamless, and it's through Google and it's free and it doesn't cost you anything. That's great.
Yeah. That's listen, I was going to tell him to relax, but you gave him the full rundown and I love that. But listen, Albert, I am learning, especially with the church space. I mean, because I know I believe you're like me where, at our local churches, we are not paid. We are, we give our service freely, but I just feel like when it's time for you to be on break, it's time to be on break. And I think, there's wisdom in, if you are traveling, because I don't believe you live in South Carolina. I believe you're traveling currently. I think, yes, he said paid. What's that? I think you should definitely just relax. And I'm pretty certain that Sister Albert is going to agree with Kirk.
Yeah, they'll be okay.
So
they'll be okay.
Yeah, they'll
I've
survive.
learned that too. I've learned that too, and I'm still doing it. Like as you said earlier. What's up, Felicia? Miss Felicia's here.
I love that.
When that ministry, I love my coach because he comes from the ministry world, and I say he specializes in helping the ministry people understand how to monetize. Because
good.
Because we get caught up in that free and ministry.
Yes, we do.
So what I've kind of done, and this is just the me thing. Where's Roz at? This is just me. Where's Roz? This is just me. So for my church, it's free because that's where I'm serving. That's
That's
where
right.
I am showing up.
That's right.
But for other ministries, there's a cost associated because it's taking
Absolutely.
me it's my business too. Like this is I don't just go and hook up computers and live streaming just because I feel like it. Otherwise, go talk to Kirk. Maybe he'll do
Oh no, I'm gonna
it.
tell you right now. Yeah, that's
Yeah, you got to talk to somebody else if you want that. And I've had churches like I've even offered to do my first step, Kirk, was donation. You know, you I would tell churches, I won't charge you, but I'll let you, give a love offering for it.
oh no.
And I learned that one real quick too. When I drove up in traffic to get up to the church, and it was I ain't gonna tell y'all everything, but I
Uh,
looked at that check, Kurt,
yeah.
$100,
No.
and then it took me like an hour to get there, and then an hour to
No.
get back home, and I was there for a
Nope.
couple hours. I was like, oh nah, I
Nope.
said nope. You know what? Y'all gonna get the same rate as corporate people get,
Listen,
and
I think that I think it's only with media and audio and tech folk that churches do the non-corporate pricing, because otherwise they pay corporate. I'm
yeah,
serious.
yeah.
In every other area they pay corporate pricing. So
Shout out to
I'm with you
Pastor
five
George and
thousand.
his church because Pastor George, like his ministry over there, knows how to take care of the people in their
That's
ministry
and
because
that's where you find people thriving
he was the
because
he hit high calling ministry. Shout out uh, because when I saw the quote that he was given, I was like, oh, my quote's way under that because they were willing to pay for what was required.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, no, I can do that for less than that. And I wasn't shortchanging myself. And I was
there you
giving him
go.
a nice, rate because it was my normal rate. My normal rate was way less than theirs.
Less, yeah.
And his was the only ministry that like I felt like respects, and I'm sure there's others out there, but like in my experience, his was the only one that respected me for the talent that I brought to actually
Mm,
do the job because they were going to pay someone else to do it, like you said. And that's what happens to these ministries. They pay somebody else to do it, but when they find out, oh, you just like us, you can
yeah.
help us out. Like I'm like, oh, and shout out to Pastor Archie. I've done work at his churches. They took care of me. I told them not to take care of me because our families go way back. So like mine was like, no, I'm just doing this because now I got so much respect for y'all, like because our
Right,
families go
right.
way back. And they were like, oh, here's another one. I was like, oh, I'm just coming back to update something. No, this is not a brand new thing. But there's
I'm gonna
some
tell you right
ministries that
now.
take care of you, and then some I've learned like, come on, y'all. Make sure you take care of if you gon' yeah.
Let me tell you, my audio guy and myself, the band is paid. You guys, you're not gonna get around paying the band. So the band is paid. The audio guy and myself, we give our service at our church as a love offering. But here's what they do. Every now and again, and we never know when. Well, I have an idea that one might be coming because the holiday season is around the corner. But every now and again, they will just say, "Hey, Kirk, this is just for what you do." And they'll do the same thing with my guy, Charles. And you know what we end up doing with that money? Pour it right
All right,
back
back.
in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not so, and this is what I want, we're gonna land here, but it's not so much that, what I'm saying, like, I don't want to do it for free. I'm giving my service as unto God, but I'm saying the little gesture from time to time lets me know that I'm appreciated, and that's all it really is. And if you can't appreciate them monetarily, that's okay. Appreciate them in other ways. Call them up front, have a little banquet for them, give them an award and a plaque. Let them know they're appreciated. Let me tell you, the MVPs of that pandemic, media team,
Right.
guaranteed MVP of the pandemic. But in a lot of
Because
churches, a lot of spaces, those guys are
yeah,
overworked, underappreciated.
I, I
So,
I tell my young people, I'm like, if you want to take a skill and like this is a skill, this video thing is a skill that you can take out in the corporate like
yup,
easy. If you
yup.
learn it here and just take it out there, and sometimes it's forgotten. Like yo, like we actually had to learn this stuff. Either some of us went to school,
Yo,
uh, with textbooks, and some of us went to YouTube school, and some of us bought other
come
people's
on, talk
courses
about
and
it.
classes. Some of us have invested in our own equipment to test stuff out before we go and install it to even make sure it works. Like there's a lot of this is I have two setups
Come
going here,
on,
Kurt.
come on, talk about it.
This is my business setup, and this is my personal like
Come
size
on,
setup. So I
yeah.
can literally take this and go, but this is like my testing ground. Like my wife was like, "Yeah, you got stuff in the background for the other video." I was like, "Yeah, I ain't got time to even move this stuff no more." But like this is other space is like another testing area, not
Fam,
like
fam,
just to make
you
sure the stuff works, so I can then go and explain it and go and
that
get
is it,
undercharged to hook it up. Oh,
bruh,
no, I
bruh.
refuse.
No,
Stay at the house.
this is the reason why we are. You are me, I am you. We are the same because that is exactly my point. And the old story is told like there's a big conveyor belt type machine, huge assembly line company that the whole thing comes to a screeching halt, and every minute that this machine is not running, thousands of dollars are being lost, and they trying to figure out a way to get this thing fixed. And they finally find this guy and they call the guy in. The guy comes in there. He spends about 20 minutes looking over the whole thing, poring over some little minute details, looking here, looking there, goes back to his car, grabs a hammer, comes back in, touches, feels, goes around this side. He gives it 3 taps in one place, and he tells them to crank it back up. And they crank the thing back up and it works. And they said, okay, tell us what your bill is. And he charged them $10,000. And so the guy comes back out to him. He's like, hey, man, you $10,000. I need an itemized bill. You $10,000. Give me an itemized bill. So he went, typed up an itemized bill. He said, the hammer, $1. Knowing where to tap, $9,999, because you can't afford my experience. That the experiences that I've walked through, the testing ground that Monty's talking about, that's what causes me to be able to know where to tap. I'm done.
Hey, and that's why I'm thankful for this YouTube platform, Kurt. Because once
Me
I
too,
started
man.
understanding this, I said, "Oh, okay. If I know, yeah, Kurt said we got to land a plane. I need to get off of here." Like, if when
Listen, it's a
look,
problem.
I love these conversations.
Me too.
It's like talking
live for
to a
this.
friend, and we online, and we get
Everybody's here, right?
everybody. When I learned that this love offering thing won't gonna work, I said, okay, here's how I do this because I want to give. That's on our heart. The preacher gonna come out of me for a little bit.
Come on.
We want to give it, and I felt like, okay, if I give, and now I feel like I'm unappreciated for giving at that reduced bucket rate pennies that they want to pay me for knowledge and expertise and everything. I said, so this is what I'll do. And I don't think I've ever like really told it this way before, but this was one of the big catalysts for me putting the content on YouTube, is because I can give and not have to wait for somebody to reciprocate what that looks like. Because I knew on YouTube, okay, I could give what I want, when I want, and the time frame that works best for me.
Come on.
All of those variables I could control. Yep. And so my best performing video to this day still is how to live stream on Facebook for churches. To this day, over 300,000 views on that video.
Wow.
For people all around the world saying how it helped them. And I was like, I can give, I'll just do it in this way because this makes more sense to me now. I don't have to feel like I'm undervalued. All I'll do, we talk about video for beginners, y'all. I'm gonna show up on video and I'll record a video, and this is how you do it.
That's it.
You do it that way.
That's
and if it works, it works. Listen, and a lot of people told me it works. So
you offer it up, and what happens. I mean, you do it. You do all the other pieces as well. You want to make sure it gets found in search and all the other good stuff. I'm not negating it, but what Monty said in a nutshell: show up and deliver what you know, the value you know you have to deliver. That's what's up.
Almost want to say close us out in prayer, Kurt.
Nah, man.
Yeah, I forgot whose show this was. I felt like I was on Kurt's show.
Stretch your hands across the aisles. I'm just
Kurt,
joking, man.
tell them where they can find you at, sure. Because I want them. If you guys follow me, you definitely need to be following Kurt as well.
Listen, man, Kirk R. Nugent. It's at Kirk R. Nugent on everything. Monty did a phenomenal job. He's got it all in this description. So there's really not a whole lot that I need to say and share. The website is also kirkrnugent.com. So, man, listen, and if there's stuff that I have, I mean, there are times where I'll call Monty into stuff and he'll call me into stuff. So this is a team effort, man. And I love it. And it's one of the things that I know YouTube was not like this. There was a time where it was very cutthroat. It was very, let me hide my stuff. I'm not going to tell you how I got on. I'm not going to tell you how I gamed the algorithm. I'm not going to tell you any of my secrets. There was a time that was like that, where if somebody was making the same videos as you, you needed to view them as an adversary. It's not like that anymore. I've heard those stories from, longtime YouTubers on Clubhouse, and I weep because I'm just thinking like, man, that would be a terrible environment to try and grow in. But what you find now is, it's the giving economy. It's really, what can I give? What can I share? What can I provide to the community that is of value? And the way you respond is by doing stuff like hitting the subscribe button. Because if you're watching on Monty's channel right now and you haven't subscribed, I think that's not really fair. That's how you respond. You respond by hitting the subscribe button. And then the other thing you do to respond is you share the video. You find yourself in conversations where somebody needs an answer that was shared in a video that you saw on Monty's channel or my channel. You share it. Those are the ways that you can help. Those are the ways that you can respond to something that has brought you some value. So, man, I appreciate Monty for creating this space. I appreciate you guys, man, for being here. And I'm always down for the impromptu joint, man. So you just let me know.
Oh, no problem. Hey, look. I didn't. You ended it, but I'm gonna double close real quick.
No, please.
That's why I show up on other people's streams that I respect and hit the donate button, especially like on YouTube, because as content creators, like, it takes time to show up on these platforms and to answer questions. And like I said, we don't mind answering the questions. That's why we showed up here, like A6400 camera, PTZ camera, go with this, like this type of boom arm. Like, that's what we're here to do, is answer those questions, right? But we ain't got to leave the house to answer the questions. We ain't got to go set up nothing to do the questions. So hitting the subscribe button and the like, I'm like, man, that's the least they could do, right? So y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you really get information, hit a super chat. Yes, I'm telling. I used to be bad at this, Kurt. I used to like never ask people to pay me. Now I'm telling y'all, hit these super chats when you go into other. I don't care if you don't do it for mine. Go into other YouTube live streams and put in a donation of $5. It don't hurt you to do it, especially if you get something of value, because it takes time to show up and do this. I'm telling you, I'm trying to be transparent and let y'all know, I would not be here live if Melon did not pay me to show up tonight.
Say it.
I would not be here. But Melon, they see the value in what I know and what I can put out to the community, where it makes sense for them to say, hey, we really want you to show up live. Yes, talk about our platform, but talk to your community about the things that you're already talking about.
Yes, that's dope.
I'm like, okay, now that's way easier for me to show up and do. Miss Felicia, I see you. Gary, I see you. Now watch.
I love it.
Y'all end up getting right back like Kurt does, because I do that same thing too. I think it was Alicia or somebody. One of us said,
it may have been, but I know you hit me, and I was like, dang, I gotta get him.
But with that, and for my YouTube heads, if y'all don't know, that's a way to start something going, because some people just don't know how to use a platform. So if you do it, other people start to do it. But like, oh, I didn't even know you could do that. And so I think it was Alicio's first stream.
Yep. I think I was there.
I gave him a super chat on his first stream, and then all of a sudden I saw other people doing the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. Yep. So if you're ever on YouTube and somebody gives you something of value and you can't, pay their rate or whatever, donate so that they can keep showing up. Because
oh man,
like I said, if I had 2 people on Facebook, y'all, I don't care how many of y'all like me, I ain't gonna keep showing up. There's
Oh
just
no.
not enough. There's just not. Now I don't know how I got on that part of it, but I just felt there's probably one person that just needed to hear it.
No, that's good, and that's good. And listen, you said it so well that people have responded, and I love that. So that's dope.
Yeah, yeah, and they gonna get it back as soon as next time I see them live on YouTube. They gonna get it right back.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I love all of you guys for joining us, hanging out with us. Shout out to Melon, MelonApp.live for making this happen. So typical schedule is every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm at 7 Central Standard. So I'm on like right before Kirk. So you can come watch me for an hour and then go jump over to Kirk's right after that. If you guys are loving the conversations, and especially around tech, digital. And then we kind of talk about some other stuff too, based on who's there. And I'm gonna get so much trouble. That's the reason I love live streaming too, is because it gives you a chance to engage with the audience in real time and learn more about your audience. Because if we were just talking about cameras for an hour and a half, that may have not been what our audience really needed. Like, hey, y'all got the camera thing knocked out in 20 minutes. Let's talk about something else. Like, I look at the numbers. I got to get off of here. I am looking at the numbers. Coaching mode then kicked in. Chris is probably laughing at me. I'm looking at the analytics of the time we've been on, Kurt. And it has gone up. It has steadily gone up.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And so the only reason that happens is because the content is worth people staying on for. Otherwise, you start dropping off, because I am very aware of what goes on. And I talked about this last week. Y'all got other things that you could be doing, but you're here. You could be watching Thursday Night Football, like I'm probably going to try to turn it in. Like, you could be with your significant other. You could be with your kids. Like, you could be eating some dinner. You could be doing a whole bunch of other things, but you're here.
And that's critical. Yep.
And like, don't underestimate and undervalue the people that do show up on your live streams, because that reciprocation is real. Like, when Felicia puts into my pocket, I'm like, okay, how much information can I answer for Felicia? Like right now, like
right now,
now, like, what does she need from me right now that I can give back to her? And that's why I got some people that are my super fans that show up for everything. Where's Roz at? Did Roz leave already? But like, they would just show up all the time. And because I'm constantly pouring into her, like constantly. If y'all come to Bootstrapping Your Way to Success this weekend, I got some stuff for y'all too.
That's what's up. I'm not saying no more. I'm done. I'm not saying no more.
Oh man, I appreciate you, Kurt, for being here.
Oh, brother, I appreciate the invite, man. Really do.
I appreciate you big time. Yeah. So we talked about my whole show plan was going to be a little bit different. I kind of wanted to pick with Chris since he's on the road, get ready to help get set up for tomorrow. But I was going to just talk about like how video is better than audio, and just kind of go against the whole. Even though I know, like, you know, I know what the real answer. I know what the real answer is.
Of course,
it's video.
Yeah.
You know,
video includes audio. So
yeah. You have to have. If we can't see you, I don't want to just listen to you. Like,
that's it.
I want to see you too. Like, the video's cool. Like, I can deal with a couple pops.
Video, audio. Oh yeah. Right. Give me some video. Always need video.
Give me some clean video. Appreciate you guys for being here. Go enjoy the rest of your evening. Every Monday, come check me out here on YouTube and Facebook. Got to remember them. Shout out to MelonApp for making this all possible. They have a free trial. They have paid trial or paid subscriptions as well. That way you can test out the platform, do custom overlays like the one Kirk just showed me, that we literally did in real time. I did not know he was going to send me something. I just dragged and dropped it. Literally hit the drag and drop, and it popped up on the live stream. So
that's what's up.
Appreciate you, Kurt, for showing up here. Appreciate everybody, and we'll see you next week.